Okay, I'm just gonna wing this. I'm gonna do something a little different today. Um, this is Ramazan Pidesi Ramadan bread. It's Ramadan right now, and I think this would be a fun bread to do. I usually do like these long edits in these videos, so I'm just going straight at it. This is, yeah, bread that you eat during Ramadan. I actually made this with just my pizza dough that I've been using. So that means you probably know how to do this, right? You just take your pizza dough, and I'm just going to walk through this real quick. So this one's a finished one. I'm going to wear gloves when I do this because there is some egg wash involved in this. You don't have to use egg wash. That's like a traditional way to do it. I have another method where I use kind of like a glaze with flour mixed with water and just like boiled for a little bit. So if you're gonna do like a vegan route, but today I just did an egg wash with egg yolk, some water, and some heavy cream. So whatever kind of egg wash you use, go for it. So this one, I think it's about maybe 8 inches, something like that. I used a 250 gram dough ball for this one. Again, you can use, I guess, like whatever bread dough or pizza dough you use. And I think an easy way to do this is to have some dusting flour. I like to use semola. I like to stretch it in the dusting mixture just because the way you kind of dimple this, there might be some tearing, which is fine because like it'll fix itself once it bakes. But I just find it makes your life a lot easier. This out of the way. Is the focus on here? There we go. Okay. So you take your dough. Let's get into the shot. There we go. Flatten it out as much as you can. Make sure it's not a cold dough. I know sometimes some pizza makers like using cold dough. It's like a little tighter, but with this you want it like fairly relaxed. And just kind of like flatten it out as much as you can. Stretch it out. And I use a lot of like fresh flour with this one. I think the ones that you might see like on Instagram, they use just white flour and it's like a lot easier to work with, but again, like I think it's fairly flexible the kind of dough you can use on this. To me, it's more like the shaping and what goes on top. Usually, I think they'll just use their hands to get the egg wash on, but yeah, you can just use a pastry brush, like I am right here. And what you're gonna do is kind of do these like lattice kind of shape. So you want to press like fairly hard into it, because otherwise you risk the bread just kind of like ballooning, right? So you want a dimple that's like assertive enough that it's not gonna pop back up. Okay. So I like to bake this not at a crazy high temperature because I don't want that like dramatic ballooning. And then so you do one way and then the other way you go, you want it pattern so you get this kind of like diamond kind of shape. Right? Sometimes people have like a ring around it too. Yeah, this is just one way to do it. Okay. So, you see there's already a hole in there, right? And that's okay. Totally okay. Transfer it to my peel, and there's a chance to like kind of get a little bigger. Okay. I usually make these like a lot bigger, but I had extra dough. I was like, let me go for it. Let me just make some. So what we got is semolina seeds, not semolina seeds, sesame seeds and nigella seeds. I like to pre-mix them. Okay. And I'm baking this in my Ooni Bolt 2 today. Do one last stretch here. I'm baking at 250. No, not 250. 475, 480 Fahrenheit, whatever that is in Celsius. Okay, make sure it's not sticking. I'll put like 6 minutes, check on it. And then, yeah, around 6 minutes, I'll maybe see if I need to keep baking it. Again, depending on like the kind of dough you're using, if it's like wetter, the kind of flour you're using. This I baked, I think, for maybe 9 to 11 minutes, something like that. But yeah, this is what you usually eat, you know, for Ramadan. You like tear apart, share at the iftar table, and yeah, if you have questions, please reach out. Thanks. Okay, I just realized that it's not fair to show you the bread not coming out of the oven. So let me do that, and then that'll be that. There we go. There it is. Focus. Okay, that's the bread. Let it cool. And enjoy. Afiyet olsun, as they say.